Hi guys, so I want to show you a video of the House of Lords voting to add an amendment to the internal market bill. So it was expected. The House of Lords inflicted a massive defeat on Boris Johnson here. This was his plan to breach international law. Now they voted 433 to 165 to pass an amendment to the internal market bill, removing measures to seek to disapply parts of the Northern Ireland Protocol. So let's see how it went down.
The indication I have given at the beginning of the debate that there should be a division, and I'll start with clause 42.
My Lords, I will now put the question. The question is that clause 42 stand part of the bill. As many of that opinion will say content, the contrary not content. The question will be decided by a remote division. I instruct the clerk to start a remote division. My Lords, the remote voting period is now open. Members are now invited to record their votes using the remote voting system. Members will have 10 minutes to record their votes, and I will make an announcement when the remote voting period has ended. Clear the bar. My Lords, the remote voting period has now finished, and I will announce the result as soon as possible. I can now announce the result of the division on the question that clause 42 stand part of the bill. There have voted content 165, not content 433. So the not contents have it.
Okay, so what's this all about? Well, now that the peers have voted to remove the clause, Boris Johnson will have to decide whether to reinsert the clause before the bills return to the House of Commons in a few weeks' time. There is a risk that it could jeopardize a trade deal with the US. Now remember that President-elect Joe Biden has made it very clear that he believes that Boris Johnson's proposals threaten the Good Friday Agreement. Now we know that the government knows this legislation breaches parts of the international Northern Ireland Protocol as it's set out in the Withdrawal Agreement that was signed with the EU. Remember, the one that Boris Johnson pushed through Parliament and ran on as a core aspect of his manifesto back in December last year. However, they say it breaks international law in a specific and limited way. Now, these clauses Boris has been trying to push through would grant sweeping powers to ministers in two important areas that still haven't been agreed on with the EU. Boris's clauses would breach the terms of the treaty agreed back in January. It would give ministers the power to change and disapply export rules for goods travelling from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. And it would give ministers the power over whether to notify Brussels of any changes to state aid. Now, the government continued to insist that these clauses are necessary to return domestic power to the UK if the EU threatened the Good Friday Agreement, but there's no evidence to support the latter. And that the government would reinstate the clauses that enable ministers to break international law if they were rejected by the House of Lords tonight, which they were. So while this was a defeat for Boris Johnson, it's likely that he will try to take another stab at it in a few weeks' time. Let me know in the comments section, guys, what you thought about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?